So I guess Steins Gate Zero is wanting us to just keep guessing and guessing on what's going on here because they threw me for a loop when the first few minutes came out for episode 4. So let's dive right into this. So the episode starts out with you see Okabe and he's like running away from this militia or this helicopter, and you have these troops that are accompanying him, and then it cuts to him in a room with an unknown man having his cell phone go off, and then he answers it, and then he starts screaming. Then he wakes up in his bed, and then he finally comes to, and he is back on the roof with Maho. And this is really a big thing because what you see as he gets back to where we left him off in episode 3, you see the like distortion that happens in Steins Gate, which basically means that he's jumping from timeline or something has changed. And this is called reading Steiner from Steins Gate. So he's kind of thinking like, what happened, what changed? Like I can't tell. So he tries to verify that with Maho, telling her, well, what day is it? What's going on? Where are we? And he's scared because he thinks Mayuri's gonna get killed again. So he runs downstairs and finds her fine, and so that helps him be like, okay, he has a sigh of relief. But there's still tons of changes that are happening that I think he's still trying to figure out if he's on the same timeline or not. But anyway, so we'll get back to this in just a little bit. So the next thing that we cut into is some of the goals that Professor Lenkinson, whatever, what he wants for Amadeus. And one of the goals that he tells Okabe and Maho is that he wants Amadeus to fall in love. And Okabe is kind of taken back by it. He's like, how can this AI fall in love? And he goes on and answers, well, it's because she's structured to store memory and to basically be the same as a brain. So she's technically the same as us. So I thought that was really cool. And this is where it's going to be kind of heartbreaking because it's kind of a cruel thing to have an AI who can't touch, who can't express feelings physically, to have it fall in love with someone. And it's worse is going to be Okabe, because when you're watching the episode, just kind of skip a few parts, is you see that even though he understands that Kurisu's dead, that I don't think that's stopping him from developing emotions and these feelings for her again. Because there's a part when they're where he takes her call when he's at the library, and like she smiles and you see his eyes whiten up, and he's just, you can tell that his feelings are growing and he can't take that, so he swipes away, and takes her off the phone call. So that's going to be an interesting story that goes along, because I do want to see what will happen if he does fall in love with the AI Amadeus, or if that just pushes him maybe use time travel again. Going back to time travel, when he realizes these distortions, he is wondering if someone has used another accelerator, or the microwave time machine that they used in Steins Gate, and if someone has something like that and has altered the timeline. Because if you remember, like, even though you jump through different timelines, like, some people retain some memories of the previous one, which is why Mayuri was able to remember like all the times that she died in the original one. Like, she had nightmares about him. So just crazy stuff. So let's go back into another part that's happening, another storyline that's happening that we want to get into, and it's about Suzuha. So Suzuha says that when she came to this present timeline in 2010, that she actually had someone who came with her, who they got separated in the year 1998. And so what we find out is the person that she left, who she came with, was Kagari Shina. So it's Mayuri's daughter. And this is funny because Okabe freaks out, like, she had a daughter? Who's the father? Like, right then and there. And Daru's like, oh, wait, calm down. It's an adopted daughter from World War III. And kind of took it in as her, and Mayuri took her in as her daughter. And this is an interesting one because she was left in 1998, so now it's 2010, and 12 years has passed, and she's all grown up now. No, she should be. And we have Suzuha who's trying to find him, and she's trying to get Daru and Okabe. And this is why he goes to the library to find out any news articles about missing children. But anyway, regarding this, there's a flashback to when they were in 1998 with Suzuha and Kagari, and basically what is happening here is she's trying to fix the problem that would be the Y2K problem and change the future. And when she's explaining this to Kagari, Kagari's like, like, shouldn't we? Why do we need to change the future? I thought that was bad. She's like, well, we need to activate Steins Gate or get to Steins Gate so that we don't have the future that we have now. And then she has this sort of like memory or vision of this mouth, and I don't know what it is. Like, I have my guesses that I think it's Mayuri, but it might be someone more evil. And because her whole reaction changes, because then she gets the gun that Suzuha had and says, I can't let you do that. I can't let you change the future. She says, I hear a voice. And I think she has a lot of reasons why she doesn't want to change it. I mean, granted, like, she's an orphan, but I think it was good that the whoever her parents or whoever was taking care of her died, because my theory is that that's who she sees, and she doesn't want to have that to happen. But she also says that she hears a voice, and that part, I don't know where that's coming from. But I also think that she also doesn't want to leave or doesn't want it to change where she's not Mayuri's daughter. But I don't know. That one I could investigate for days and see what comes up. But I'm gonna move on. One of the last things that happens is we have Daru who's gonna help them, and he says that he has a connection of different people, and so he's gonna get someone involved from his connections to help. And Suzuha is against it, but he's like, oh, it's already been done. So this person's close, gonna be here any minute now. As this is happening, we have Okabe who gets a call from what's her name? His name. Sorry, I always forget. Lukaku or Luca, and basically asking for advice from him. And what it looks like it's happening here is that there's like a marriage arrangement that's happening, and they cut to the people that are inside. You only see like from the chest down, and you see like the red hair, and you see like the voluptuous of the girl, and you can tell. I'm pretty sure that's Kagari that's there, because if you look at the opening as well, you see Kagari who's at the very, very right of the opening at the very end. So that's what my guess is, that they're doing an arranged marriage for Luca, but I don't know, and I think he's needing advice to see if he should go with this or not. Kind of back to backpedal, is we actually find that Suzuha has been searching for this for Kagari for a long time, because there's like this ghost story that Faris tells Okabe when she informs him that they don't have any information on a missing child. That there's this story that goes around where on the radio station there's this person who like the ghost of the braided hair girls, I think is what they said, where she asked, have you seen a little girl? And so you obviously know that Suzuha that's doing that. Anyway, so the final scene is where it gets crazy for Okabe, because Okabe hears the door and he goes downstairs and he hangs up on Luca, and hopefully he goes meets up with him to help him with the whole arranged marriage thing. But anyway, he opens up the door and you see Moeka in the freaking door, and Okabe is freaking out, because if you remember, she's the one that killed Mayuri in Steins Gate. And so he has all these memories come rushing back into him, and she says, I was told to come here. My name is Moeka. And so I think he's very on edge because he doesn't know which timeline this is, because we saw Moeka before in the first episode talking to Maho. But this one, he doesn't know if this is the same timeline, so he doesn't know what connections Moeka has or what she's doing, and if she's good or bad or whatever it may be. So the episode leaves us there. And again, it was a really good episode. It was a little bit more slower paced, not as huge revelations, but still progressing the story and the characters and the relationships that they have. I'm hoping that they don't do anything with Maho and Okabe, that they make them a couple. I really hope that they eventually get to the part where Okabe does fix the timelines and gets back to his original timeline, because I honestly would be fine with that instead of having another original ending. But that's just me. Let me know what you think about this episode. Leave a comment in the comment section and give us a like and subscribe to us. This is David the Smash Fan from Chimino Podcast, and I'm out.
It's yours! Yours was not his!